Okay, Kamani, Leslie, Jose, we're going to start talking about division today. And division, is the exact opposite of multiplication. It's splitting a total into equal groups. That's what it is. We know that multiplication is taking equal groups and combining them into a total, while division, doing the exact opposite, splitting a total into equal groups, right? So, for example, if we have 8 divided by 4, that means we're going to take 8 and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we can either split it into 4 groups, like that. We could split it into 4 groups, or we can split it into groups of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the first way, if we split it into 4 groups, we count how many are in each group. There's 2 in each group. And here, if we split it into groups of 4, we count how many groups there are. There's 2. So both ways, we can see that 8 divided by 4 equals 2. Now, what most people probably already know is that since 2 times 4 equals 8, then you know 8 divided by 4 equals 2. Then you know that, right? So, what we're going to use today in class is this array strategy where we have objects like this. So we're going to, let's say, take 16 divided by 4. And the idea is that we make an array. We're going to make groups of 4 until we get to 16. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4, 8, 12. And that's 16. So it takes 4 groups of 4 to make 16. So that means if we take 16 and put it into 4 groups, we're going to have 4. Like that. So 16 divided by 4 is 4. Let's do another one. Let's think of let's do 32 divided by 8. All right. So that means we're going to take 32 objects. We're going to put them into an array. We're going to make rows of 8. All right. And we'll see how many rows of 8 we make. There's 8. This is where skip counting becomes important. 8 and 8, that's 16. 16 plus 8, that's 24. And 24 plus 8, that's 32. So we're at 32 now. So this is 32 divided by 8. It's put into groups of 8. And we can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. So 32 divided by 8 equals 4. All right. Now we could also think about it this way. We could say we're going to make 8 groups. We're going to take 32 and we're going to make 8 groups. So we could do it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we know we're going to make these groups of 8 till we get to 32. 16, 24, 32. And now you can see that there's 4 in each group. Either way, you can see that 32 divided by 8 equals 4. Here, when you make 32 with groups of 8, you get 4 groups. This is probably the easier strategy. We'll probably stick with doing this, right? So let's try one more like this. One more. And then then we'll make it harder. Okay. Let's say we do 25 divided by 5. Nice, easy one, right? Well, here's 25 divided by 5. Let's create groups of 5 till we get to 25. 1, 3, 5, 3, 4, 5, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 25. So groups of 5, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 groups of 5 makes 25. So 25 divided by 5 equals 5, right? I guess it helps if you can see that. Sorry. So when we counted by 5, so we get to 25, you can see that we got 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. All right. Now in division, we have what's called the number being divided, the dividend. And then we have the number we're dividing by, the divisor. And then we have the answer to the division problem called a quotient. All right. Dividend is the number being divided. So in this case, 25 is the dividend. Divisor, the number we're dividing by. So in this case, the divisor is 5. And then the answer we get is called the quotient. In this case, the quotient is 5. So the quotient of 25 divided by 5 is 5. All right. So that's our terminology, dividend, divisor, and quotient. But now I'm going to mix it up on you. I'm going to make it harder. Watch what I do. Let's do 24 divided by 5. All right. Now you probably got a bad feeling about this one already. Thinking, Mr. Jensen, I don't think you can divide 24 by 5. Because if we count by 5s, we're not going to land on 24. Whereas we talked about yesterday, 5 is not a factor of 24. So just watch with me here and I'll show you what we do. So let's start making groups of 5. That's 1. 2 groups of 5, which is 10. 3 groups of 5 is 15. 4 groups of 5 is 20. Now, if we make another group of 5, we're going to go too far, right? We've got 20. We can't make any more groups of 5. We don't have enough. We're only going to 24. So here we got 20. So now let's not make any more groups of 5. Let's just add on until we get to 24. So we got 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And you can see it doesn't work out evenly, right? So watch this now, what happens. I want you to think, how many groups of 5 are we able to make? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're only able to make 4. But what about these here? These are left over, aren't they? So when you take 24 and divide it by 5, you can make 5 groups, but there's 4, or no, I'm sorry, let's take that. When you take 24 and divide it by 5, you can make 4 groups. You can make 4 groups of 5, but there's 4 more that are left over. This is called a remainder. And we simplify a remainder with the letter R, and we see that there's a remainder of 4. So we can say that 24 divided by 5 is 4 with a remainder of 4. We can make 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 5, but then we've got 4 left over. So again, dividend, divisor, quotient, and now a new thing, the remainder. Can I make it fit? I spushed it in there, the remainder. It looks like reminder. Sorry. Remainder. It remains, right? This is called the remainder. It's what's left over. Okay? Let's try one more like this. So let's do, how about 30 divided by 4? All right, 30 divided by 4. Let's make groups of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. 3, 4. 2 groups of 4 is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 groups of 4 is 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 groups of 4 is 16. 5 groups of 4 is 20. 6 groups of 4 is 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups of 4 is 28. We got 7 groups of 4 is 28. Can we make any more groups of 4? I don't think so, because 28 plus 4 is 32, right? We've got 28 right now. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. We got to get to 30. So 29 and 30. So now let's see. What's the quotient? How many groups of 4 could we make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could make 7 groups of 4. But what do we got left over? We got 2 left. We have 2 that are a remainder. So 30 divided by 4 is 7 with the remainder of 2. 30 divided by 4 is 7 with a remainder of 2. So our dividend is 30. Our divisor is 4. Our quotient is 7. And our remainder is 2. Okay, be checking in the schedule because I have more than one video for this today. So be looking for the other video. All right.